Hello, beautiful human. You clicked on our latest conversation with Jack and Jack. Two good individuals. We get into a lot. Their new song, Nobody Compares to You. We talk all about Rise. We talk about the new album that's coming in the new year. We get into past relationships, life, love, everything. Please leave your honest feedback in the comment section. We got a podcast, link in the description below. Also, we're going to be going to an event called the City of Hope. It's all to raise money for cancer awareness and cancer research and to help out patients. I'm going to throw a link in the description if you want to learn more. Okay. Oh, and please subscribe. It would really be cool. Enjoy.
Let's do this. Zach Show.
Hello. Hey guys.
Hello.
What's up?
What's going on, man? Good to see you.
Nice seeing you.
Yo,
What's up?
You come bearing gifts?
Yes,
What's
awesome.
up?
I guess.
Is dead.
Is dead, that's what they're saying. And then
Is that booze?
we got some booze just in case.
Oh my God. Thank
Yes,
you.
nice.
How are you? Good, how are you?
Good to see you.
I got a
Again?
Rise
Oh,
sweatshirt.
sick.
I like how it's like half drank.
It is half drink.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
Yo, you
Oh wow, it's
You look cool.
Christmas.
Huh?
Jack G, you look cool.
Black on black.
Cool, man. Thank you.
Dude, oh my God, another shirt?
Wait, do we have cups?
Medium.
Actually, I'm gonna pour one.
Oh, thank you.
And if you want to, you can. But we're just gonna leave it with you because we don't need this.
Oh, well, yeah, well, sit on the couch.
It's half drinking.
Why did you, is this
let me
it from
run
your
and get
house?
some
It's a half
Yeah,
drinking Don Julio bottle. It's the fun.
That's really quality. Thank you so much.
But we had it in our freezer and we were like, you know what? We were leaving this morning. We were like, Zach saying interviews are always the best, but it's gonna be better if we're a little buzzed. So
Sweet.
I don't hate this idea at all. Take that mic, throw it by your face. You know the,
Oh,
the
yeah, totally over there.
drill. Get
Of
comfortable.
course. The new room.
I'm gonna put my
Frank,
hood.
right? That's Frank.
No, Frank.
Frank?
No, what's his name?
Oh,
Dan.
Dan.
So close,
I remember
though.
you. I know you're gonna see this. Dan, I'm sorry.
Oh, my hoodie on. No, it's freezing in here.
Wow.
Thank you.
You guys got to order that third panel out there too with all the signatures.
I know there's so
Full
many
now.
people.
Had so many people come through.
But like we got to get a new one, and we got to keep it fresh. Got to keep it clean.
Of course.
Look at you. It's good to see your face.
Yeah, man. How's everything been with you? You been good?
Life is good. Yeah, man. I
Yeah?
can't complain at all.
Got the
Like
cups. That's the most
Dan, I
important
forgot your
we
name.
got
I'm sorry.
booze.
I just forgot it when you went out of the room. I called you Frank. I feel bad.
Frank's fine. You can call me Frank.
Frank's a cool name. It's my grandpa's
I'll
name.
take it.
Here,
I'll go with Frank.
Please fill me up, Johnson.
I won't.
Sorry, I hope it's not inappropriate. We just wanted to
No, I like this.
No, it's a party, bro.
bring the
Thank
party.
you.
Yeah.
Oh yes, got the hoodie on.
I'm gonna put it on because
Yeah.
How much do you
It's
put
so
on
cold.
here? Like how much is this enough for Jack G?
Is this enough for you? Yeah, that's it.
Well, yeah. No, I mean enough is enough. I don't really
Tell
care.
me.
I just need a little bit.
Give me
I'm
some
not
more
gonna be
cups.
like chugging.
Okay. This is the coolest thing I've ever poured, to be honest.
What
Like,
is it?
It's Don Julio. It's
Yeah, what is
beautiful.
it? I don't know what that is.
I mean, it's just tequila. We like tequila.
Oh, tequila. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. You guys into tequila?
I'll drink tequila.
Okay.
I'll
'cause
drink
we're-
whatever you
not
got.
my drink of choice,
It's
but
not.
you know, we'll go with it.
Ever since
you.
Johnson turned 21.
Casually, you know. If
That's all we
there is
drank.
any, this is the one. So.
Pour me a little. I like the bottle. The bottle's
So
cool.
when was the first time you had this
funny.
quality
Thank
of
you.
tequila?
No.
Was it his birthday?
Ooh.
It probably, honestly, probably wasn't his birthday, but that's the first time I remember having that quality of tequila. Because we were Hennessy guys for like a good 3 years when we
Yeah,
first moved
definitely
out here.
dark liquor at first.
And then last year we went to Cabo for his birthday, 21.
and it all changed.
And it all
Really?
changed. Mexico
Yeah.
changed us, like legit changed us drinking wise.
What is it about tequila that like you enjoy?
Hands come off.
Well, I think for one, it's
Love
I mean that never hurts. But for one, it's an upper.
Okay.
Compared to every other alcohol is
It's not a depressant.
is a depressant. Yeah. So it's the one that like chemically is different. I guess
Understood.
gets you in a
Also,
better mood. I don't know what that means
personally,
really, but
I find this on the internet. Like I did some research.
Uh-huh.
People find that it gives you less hangovers. I agree, but some people don't agree. So I'm not saying it's a fact, but for me, I don't. As long as I only drink tequila on any given night, like not the añejo though. Honestly, that is añejo. But like if it's all blanco, like tequila, I'm like straight the next day.
Got it.
Yeah.
I see. I'm the fruity guy. Like I like if you hide the taste
Do
of
you like
alcohol,
wine?
then
Do you
I'll do it. You like sangria with like a ton of
so
fruit
you're
in
like
it.
you like the margarita kind
You
of.
like the
Yes.
like apple Ciroc type.
Exactly, but
Okay.
like mixed with apple juice.
Okay, so like
Malibu Bay
double.
Breeze is more his speed. You know what I mean?
I like that though, honestly.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Okay, let me give you something then with tequila that I'm not like a big connoisseur. I don't know why we're coming in here like talking like we know alcohol. But this is what I find I really like. And whatever, people can say girly drink all they want, but it's like I call it the Mayan Mule. I didn't originate that name, but I heard about it at Yard House. We went to eat Yard House with all of our boys the other night, and they're like, we have a Mayan Mule with tequila, and I was like, what is that? So I guess it's like the Moscow Mule is with vodka and ginger beer. So the Mayan Mule is tequila with ginger beer and strawberry juice.
There
Some
you
grenadine
go.
in there. Yeah.
With
Yeah.
which is my
I
favorite.
feel like that would be like straight up your alley.
100%.
And then you just add a little extra grenadine, it'd be super sweet.
I mess with that.
Yeah.
That.
So
wow.
cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers
Yeah,
to
do you
that.
want to
Cheers.
lead us in a toast? Like, you have a lot going on. Congratulations to the two of you.
To Zach Sang and
The gang.
the greatest interview we ever had.
Love.
Two of them actually. Now
Two
we're on the
of
third.
Wow.
We literally we never watch our own interviews. We every time you upload these, we watch them in full. So this is part of the cheers. Cheers to a great show. All you guys
Hey,
are a part
alright.
of it. Thanks for having us.
Congratulations
Of
to the two of
course.
you.
Thank
Love
you.
you.
Thank
Let's do it.
You don't like it?
No, I just
Pretty
not.
smooth.
Did you shoot the whole thing down?
Yeah.
Oh, you
Why? Why would you? No, you slow
Dan
sip,
went
Dan.
crazy, man.
So we just took a whole shot there.
I thought that was the point.
You put like
I was just taking a casual cheers sip because I was trying to draw it out a little longer.
Yeah, like it's a
Well-
sipping tequila.
We got a little more
If
over
there's
here.
more, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pour yourself up another.
Man,
We're
I'm gonna say
another.
some weird things in this interview.
no, but I view this as like the whiskey of tequila. So definitely
Man,
sip
I
on
just
it.
Yeah.
googled the price. This is like $150 for a bottle.
Oh, are you googling over there?
Yes, I'm always googling.
Honestly,
I love
our buddy Rishi got it for us, so shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out Rishi.
He's from London and he's just super generous with,
this-
Any-
with his liquor. I
Any
don't know what
chance
it
he
is.
gets, he's like, let's get Don Julio.
We're like, Rishi, just get a bottle of
we can
Casamigos.
drink
Make it
Casamigos.
easy.
Yeah, we don't have to drink this.
Is this the same guy who has that app?
Which app?
Rishi.
Yeah.
No, that's a Kosh that you're thinking about.
Akash, got it.
But they are
Legend.
actually working together. Rishi's also like a genius kid, like crazy, like
Both genius
high IQ.
Indians.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Genius Indians.
totally.
How did you meet these people?
So Rishi we met like 3 years ago actually when we first came out to LA. And he was working with this company that would always have influencers to their house because they were trying to make clientele and they would make music videos for all these influencers and so he was working with this company called Create TV and we just met him there. He was young but he was already working with them on the whole tech side. He was like a coder and he's an engineer and he like works for like multiple governments and like I don't know bro, like this kid is actually insane. but,
Some people are just so smart. It's better not to ask what
yeah,
they do.
exactly.
Like
one
when
of
he
them.
tries to start explaining it, it's like, all right, never mind, Rishi. Like, I get it. You're
I'm
smarter
good.
than me, all right?
But he's smart. It's true.
yeah.
How are we feeling right now? We're talking to two human beings who a couple years ago really didn't have a big song under their belt.
Not at all.
Cali Braska was not necessarily the biggest, coolest club hit out there.
Of course, yeah.
Wait. Oh, no.
How dare you?
You're telling me you didn't hear
You
Cali
hear that in One
Braska?
Oak like every weekend?
I actually thought I heard it in a club in London, but I totally missed it.
You may have but it's true. Yeah, you know what? We haven't had like mainstream success.
It was all just like, our core fan base and, those who supported us seemed to be the ones who were buying the songs and, it wouldn't extend too much past that, it seemed like, it was just like our core fan base. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, definitely we're sitting on our, I guess, first hit song, which is really cool after this summer.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Rise.
Word, yeah.
That is worth that's nice.
There we go.
Congratulations.
Hey,
Not
sip
the-
this time, Dan, all right?
the whole thing.
Yeah, Frank, sip it.
Come on, Frank.
Oh my God.
Call you Frank.
Wretched.
I like it.
So
good.
how do you know that song's a hit? Like, at what moment does it sink in? Wow, this song is actually gaining some serious traction, and the world cares.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, I knew right after we cut the song, I knew it had crazy
Massive
potential.
potential.
Yeah. But I didn't know exactly what would be the outcome because, some of the best songs, some of the catchiest songs in the world sometimes get swept under the rug, depending if they don't get, worked properly or pushed properly. And yeah, I think it
Also-
was, what would you,
I mean, I was just gonna say before it came out, like he said, we heard it and we knew, it has potential. But then also, we didn't know Jonas Blue at the time, so we looked him up and we did some research, and we have heard, some of
He's
his
a
songs.
deal.
He's a big deal, and like
his
these are
Mama
things-
song was playing on the radio over here for a while.
And so
Going
even
with
before
it.
it came out, we were like, okay, this has potential as its own song. And then you put Jonas Blue and his team behind it, and like they've had 5 of these songs, so it's like this has massive potential. And then it started picking up in London and going #1 in like the UK and Tokyo and places like we could never imagine to have a song.
It's just wild, man. I mean, and it made for such a fun summer because we got to do things that were like definitely on our bucket list, like
Yeah.
Capitol?
perform in a stadium. Yeah, the summertime
Dude,
ball. That was crazy. We did the live lounge, which is like, I see all my favorite artists doing the live lounge. So like, and I mean, shooting the video in Portugal. Like there were so many things that just like came hand in hand with this track that like were total like bucket list, just amazing things.
Like things that if we never do anything else again, like this has proved to be a lifetime of experience, or not a life, the 4 years of experiences that have just changed our life for good, though, and no matter what happens, it's like we've seen things that the normal person doesn't see, and like it's really, really just a cool perspective on the world,
Yeah,
Like,
so I mean, definitely big shout out to Jonas for thinking of us and getting us on this track and like, you know, in a sense, changing the path of our careers, you know, hopefully in a positive way, which is great.
Yeah.
That does give me goosebumps because your life is different now and the way you approach any song is going to be different. Did you see an uptick and a change and a shift like in the sessions that you were getting or the songs you were being delivered?
For sure.
Yeah, I
Because
think especially like the demos, I was going to say like
people are
sometimes
just throwing songs at us.
yeah, like in terms of like radio songs, Jack and I, like when we get in the studio, like we're never really gonna write like a pop song like
We
that.
might,
but like that's just not like what we're fans of. So like our project is like very like, you know, all encompassing. There's a lot of different vibes on there, and I feel like yeah, Jack and I like we used to be really apprehensive about taking demos and like, you know, cutting them like for something for the radio, let's say. And
Yeah, we just wanted to write.
Beg was the
everything
first
on our
one. Beg was the first one, and I remember we talked about this last time we were here. That was the first demo we ever cut, and you know, we kind of had to waive our pride at a certain point and be like, okay, if we don't like writing pop music for the radio necessarily, then
We have to be okay with.
then we
taking
got to be able to
songs.
waive our pride and cut a demo, and then the rest of the album songs can, you know, be a lot more personal and more like of what true Jack and Jack may be. You know what I'm saying?
I totally get it.
Yeah, and so
And
you know,
that doesn't mean that we don't love the songs that we're cutting
Rise
as well.
yeah, of course.
It's just like, you know, like when we were growing up, we were listening to reggae and hip hop and R&B. It was just like, of course we were listening to pop because everyone does because it's on the radio, but
It's unavoidable.
that wasn't like our bread and butter when we
wasn't what we would
grab.
gravitate towards, yeah, in the studio. So
We had to realize, you know, like some people are just better at us at writing pop songs, and that's okay.
But the definition of pop is forever changing, and I think
Very
it's
true.
super general. It really
true.
is. It should be a combination and a collection of every different genre out there. It shouldn't just be one sound and one scientific formula that you kind of stick to. But obviously, you want repetition, you want depth, you want something that people can sing.
Right.
So yeah, obviously, the formula is slightly different, but the sound should all be the same. And I think No One Compares to You, that record coming out in
Yeah.
2 days, but by the time this hits,
Yeah.
it'll
should be out
out.
already, right? Yeah.
There's
Have you heard it?
I heard
Yeah.
it.
Oh, beautiful.
You did? Okay.
All
You
heard
guys-
it, yep.
Yeah?
Great record.
I'm glad. I don't know
Sounds
who
good.
sent it to you, but I'm glad they did, and I'm glad you heard it.
We found it.
Well, because you were talking about, you know, your influences. The production is very tropical almost.
Yeah, I love
Exactly.
how you say that.
So we were thinking, you know, Rise is kind of, you know, our first staple song that people might know us for, you know, outside of our core fans. And so we were thinking, you know, for the next radio song, the next single, the next push, we don't want to stray too far away from that sound that we had kind of, you know, laid the groundwork for with Rise.
Right,
And
a
so
lot of people first heard of us, and their first impression of Jack and Jack was Rise.
the Rise track. And so it felt like a good kind of segue. It was a little less dance tropical than Rise was, but it still has that element in the drop. It's still, you know, very upbeat and very, you know, it could come on in Ibiza and like everyone would be having a good time. You know what I'm saying?
Our whole idea was we don't want to isolate those people who just found out about us from Rise.
So it's about how do we like grab them, all the new fans from Rise, you know, and slowly bring them into the world of Jack and Jack.
Right.
Which, you know, at the end of the day, like we're gonna have a million pop songs, a million R&B songs, a million hip hop songs. It's gonna always be all over the spectrum. But in order to prepare them for this first project we have coming out top of the year, we definitely want to start like kind of grabbing them and showing them every side of us. And I think this is a good in-between song between the project and what Rise is. And, you know, I think it's a good next step for sure.
And at
So-
the same time, we want to keep the fans happy. So, like, always doing stuff that's true to us. And also, I know the fans want to hear Johnson sing. So, like, we made him sing on this one.
Yeah.
Which was obviously the biggest note that I had. You don't rap, you sing on the record.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. So this is probably the third song now that I don't rap on.
Right.
And if you're including Rise, I guess.
But you do live, he does a rap verse on Rise.
On Rise, because I hate singing that verse. I just like I'm really bad at it, and I'm just
He's
not,
not
singing
bad
it.
at it.
rap
I
He's
am, bro.
not.
I swear, I'm like hitting flat notes all over the place.
Nah. See, that's just self criticism, and
No,
that's
you're right.
fine. But
this one is a lot actually easier to sing. So
and
it's
fun.
more like in my register, and fun. And I'm playing piano. Like probably while we do it live, I'll be playing piano. So
We already did one acoustic performance at Vivo.
For Vivo, yeah.
And I think it's probably gonna be out by this.
super sick. Yeah.
And yeah, it's just awesome, like to do the different renditions of like a song that isn't even out yet. It just makes it feel real, and it feels like a real push is coming, even though it's not even out yet. So I'm really excited.
But there is a lot of rapping on the project as a whole. So I
Ton
just
of
don't want
rapping.
anyone to get the impression that I'm just only singing now, because it's just not the case. So
yeah, he's
So-
a rapper.
You get No One Compares to You. Do you change any lyrics? What's your first thought of it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so-
it came as like an idea on more of like an acoustic. You said, you know, the song that you heard, No One Compares to You, has more of like a tropical vibe, kind of like islandy, and it has that drop, you know, that electric produced drop. And at first it was a very
it was
acoustic
very
strip
like
down.
fully acoustic.
Yeah.
So we had to go back and we actually had this guy reproduce it because we knew we wanted it to be a lot bigger and whatnot, and have more of those like tropical, like kind of like we used "I'm the One" as a reference for the producer, the song with Khaled, and we're like, okay, so those kind of drums and that bop, you feel how it's just like such a
feels
upbeat,
good.
yeah, it just feels good. It feels like just something that's gonna kill our radio. So like kind of reference something along those veins, you know, in terms of
Jake Torrey, shout out Jake Torrey. He's an amazing writer.
Yeah.
And, he works really closely with our manager's friend. And that's how we kind of got connected at first about like 6 months ago. It was our very first session of the year. And we wrote this song called Barcelona that's going on the album. And
with him, yeah.
we just hit it off so well. And so about 3 or 4 weeks later, he hit us up and he's like, yo, I have this idea called No One Compares to You. I really want to work on it with you guys. And he had already had, I think, like part of the pre-hook and the hook. I mean, the hook is literally just that phrase. But we worked together. We got the verses pounded out, and like we got in the studio, and I sang the parts that he was originally singing on, and we just felt like it sounded great. And it was like a very fast, like that. I didn't think it was gonna be the single immediately because it happened so fast.
Yeah, and we were also like sometimes it takes a while, like if it is a demo, to figure out what parts we're gonna do, like between Jack and I, you know what I'm saying, how we're gonna like, you know, decipher it, or if we're gonna like take out a part and like, you know, put a rap verse in there somewhere. And so it surprisingly took just one studio session, and like we could tell right away that like I sounded best on the pre-hook, he sounded best on the verses and the hook, and like it made sense, it clicked instantly. And so yeah, it definitely came together pretty quickly.
But I mean, shout out to Jake.
Yeah, shout out to Jake.
It was his idea. This is like his baby, his song. So I mean, we're really just like anything that we did on it was just a little extra sauce. But like, he's
just
really
tried to make it our
brains
own
behind
with our own touches, you know. But yeah, a big shout out to Jake for giving us the idea.
Are you nervous when you find out you have to sing again?
No, honestly. I mean, like, actually, I was about to just like say something that I should not have said.
You should just say it
I
anyway.
was like, we're about to perform on, like, but like, I think it's like not announced yet. I don't know. Regardless,
Yeah, good.
It is a little nerve wracking. I think the first time I'm a lot more comfortable because I think on this song I'll be playing piano while I sing, and that like I'm like. It helps me kind of when I have my hands like going hand in hand with my vocals. I feel like I can kind of stay on note better, and like I don't know why playing the piano kind of helps me. I feel like sing.
I feel like also like you know you're the at piano, so like when you're on the piano, you're confident naturally.
Absolutely, yeah, and I think that might carry over kind of because like we recorded it for Vivo, this acoustic rendition with our drummer Robbie, our guitar player Steph, and then I was on piano, and it just like it felt like it was like so easy to sing for me compared to like when I'm doing Rise just with the mic, like my hands free, like I'm like, oh, what do I do with my hands while I'm singing? Like
I get it. Like there's
when
so
I'm rapping, I'm like, oh, I can just, you know, do my thing. But like yeah, I don't know, it definitely made me more comfortable.
Is it your idea to bring the piano in?
Well, for the acoustic version, yeah, I figured out the part the day before Vivo, and then or the day before rehearsal for Vivo, and then we just all got together, us two and Robbie and Steph, our guitar and drum player respectively. I flipped that on accident, but yeah, and so we got together at Robbie's rehearsal space and just kind of chopped it up and mashed it out and figured out, you know, what parts sound good with the piano on it, like when I should come in. The bridge is really cool actually in the acoustic version too, because I'm playing his melody on piano like underneath him, and it's just really cool. I can't wait for that version to come out. But yeah, that was something I just figured out the day before the Vivo thing.
But you're not nervous?
But no, yeah, I would say like I don't know. I don't see the point in getting nervous. Like if I hit a flat note, whatever. Like,
dude, and that's,
I'm not a singer, so
I feel like that's the
judging.
dopest thing about singing, though. Sorry, I mean,
no,
but like
no,
it's just like everybody has their own tone, even speaking, and like everyone can hit notes, whether they do it. You know, like some people are tone deaf. Our buddy DJ Rupp, you know, but it's like hilarious because when he does sing, it's like it is his own style, and like you know, and like people just have their own style.
But it's true. You know how like you'll hear like J. Cole singing a hook, and like you know he's not the best singer in the world, but like he has one of my favorite tones.
That's
like,
it.
Yeah, it's the tone. It's what it really comes down
and
to.
that's what I like about you, bro. Like your pre-hook on that is actually like it's better than my pre-hook, and like I wouldn't say that about, you know, like I'm like I want that pre-hook, you know, like I really like that pre-hook.
Yeah, no, you didn't want to give it up.
But like dude, like you actually sound better than me on it. So it's not about like, you know, specific notes and like where you hit what. It's like honestly how your confidence and like how you hit everything, just how you do it your way, you know?
Yeah, and it's good to like throw a change of tone in the mix. You know what I'm saying?
No, I love that. We were playing it today. We were at People Magazine. And shout out People Magazine. And they were like,
wait, so who's on this part?
wait, who's singing? Yeah, because like he came in on the pre-hook. They're like, is this still you? And they just didn't know because, you know, most people
like same with Beg. Like on Beg, they're like, are you even on that song? Because we know you rap. And like they're like, oh, your tone I guess kind of sounded similar to G's, or like they couldn't tell the difference when they weren't listening that deeply, I guess.
But I feel like that was something like we always wanted in the long run is we want people to not know if this is us or someone else or is this one person or is just one of us on the song. You know, like we want it to just be up in the air, and like we have so many songs where, you know, in the future I'm sure there will be a whole cipher where
we got to get you rapping on a song. That's all I care about at this point.
Yeah, like did you ever think you were gonna sing? Like that wasn't the plan.
Well, I always thought I would do like maybe like melodic rapping, if that
Okay.
makes sense. You
Yeah.
know, like I mean, it's been around forever. Like Bryson Tiller, Nelly. I guess like Nelly.
Yeah.
Nelly was actually like the OG of that.
Yeah.
Like Nelly and like T.I. back in the day, I feel like were the OGs of like that rap singing, especially Nelly.
Yeah, you can
If
have
you think about
whatever
it.
you like.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that was not Nelly. That was
T.I.
Was that T.I. singing
That's
that?
T.I.
Yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I thought that was the girl feature on it.
But that wasn't even that long ago. But either way, I mean,
Regardless, though, I always knew I was going to be doing some sort of like, you know, rapping melodics.
Mac Miller was phenomenal
Amazing
at
at
that.
that.
He was
Exactly.
incredible.
I was gonna bring up his
Great
tone
definition.
is like the same thing. It's like is he singing? Is he rapping? We don't know, but like it just sounds amazing.
Rest in peace too.
Yeah, anybody. I mean, anybody can do it. Like
It's Mac Miller,
it's a Mac.
It's
Mac
Mac,
Miller.
seriously, man.
one of the greatest human beings in the game to ever play it.
Literally, man.
That was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
That was. Yeah.
Where were you guys?
He paved the way for so many people.
Where were you guys at when you heard about that?
Here. Well, we were here.
I was actually in the gym, and she got a text. And I got a text message from her, and it was like it's one of those things where it's confusing.
You're like,
Because
that's
it's
not,
like
it can't be real.
You can't believe it.
It's like Michael Jackson or Tom Petty. It's
Right,
like,
like
there's somebody. It's our age.
Like
we
he-
like grew up
yeah.
with them.
Like you
Yeah.
have memories to like the kids mixtape and like you know like and like
that hit me in
Blue Sky
such
Park.
that hit me in such a deeper way than like, you know, Michael Jackson, because that wasn't my generation. That wasn't the guy.
Exactly.
I didn't grow up on Michael.
No, you
know what
know
I'm saying?
Mac. I mean,
Mac
you-
was literally the anthem to my high school.
like I
man.
found
Like,
out how legendary Michael was after 2009.
Yeah, like,
but I
yeah,
knew
of course.
Mac was legendary 10 years ago. So it's like
Yeah,
there's no real cure for addiction, right? It's
Nah.
managing it and being able to live with it. And
it's always in the back of back of the head though. You know?
it breaks my heart completely because he's one of the greatest, really one of the greatest talents of our generation, and I really do believe that
100%.
he paved the way for you two to even be sitting here, and he really
course.
changed the independent
Anybody
music
in the music
game.
game.
But the independent music game, I mean, he was one of
Oh,
the first
true,
people
yeah.
really to. I mean, he was
Facts.
doing things that nobody else was doing, right?
Like,
And
Like
Yeah.
he was just like with his like homies, like they had their own record label, like the Rostrum Records. Yeah,
Like,
back
he was
in the day.
actually in his senior year when he made Senior Skip Day and like put it out and like it was the biggest thing in the world. He was still in high school. Like he was really doing it on his own.
And he was one of those guys, just power of the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's
his songs just went viral via YouTube and
YouTube,
you know all
literally.
over the internet and you know World Star, whatever it may be. And like, you know, that's the same reason why like our stuff went viral is because of the internet. And so like he definitely paved the way for all of us young kids, all the ones coming up. You know,
And
Yeah,
he's
just
talented and gifted and one of the greatest storytellers, really, again, of our generation, but he was also really kind and caring. And he was a beautiful friend and a beautiful person to those who he was around always. And of
yeah, I've
man.
only ever heard good things. I never met the
he's
guy.
an
but,
amazing
like,
person.
amazing
Yeah.
guy, man.
I
R.I.P.
really-
to that man.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Similar to him, he was able to take like the cheesy, corny college raps, which he would admit
Yeah.
to, and be able to create now real music.
Yeah.
Similar
Dude,
to what
he
you guys are
crooned,
doing.
You're
bro.
right. I've never thought about that parallel, but yeah, there was a time where the hip hop community saw him as, you know, the cheesy white boy who makes, you know, frat rap. And
Now he makes like he
now
has, like,
he's respected
jazz.
on the
He has
highest level
jazz
of
music.
It's
lyrical.
like rap jazz, yeah.
Absolutely.
literally.
Yeah, yeah. And on top of that, you know,
My grandpa likes his stuff. Like
he's an amazing piano player. On top of that, an amazing guitar player. Like he's like such an instrumentalist too. Like he just truly was a musician. And I think, you know, that can get lost in the frat rap. You know, that was kind of his shtick back in the day. But like, I'm so glad he transitioned and had like the New Faces projects and the, you know, watching movies with the sound off, and like. Those, like, I feel like really legitimized him in the hip hop community. On top of his most recent 3 projects, and
I mean, his newest one is like
amazing, man. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And watching his Tiny Desk performance, like, have you seen that?
so
Yeah.
good.
With Thundercat on the bass and
Yeah.
everything, and like, I'm just like, how's this dude gone, man?
yeah, it's so.
The toughest like celebrity death like I've definitely ever had to deal with.
Him and
for
X,
sure.
even though I wasn't like the biggest X fan as he was around, you know, it's like so sad to say, but he said it himself on that Peep song. It's like you don't really check into someone if you're not naturally into them, unless you hear about like some tragic thing and you go check him out. And so I checked X out, and like obviously I had heard his hits, but you go listen to his full album and it's like this kid was just
Super
a
talented kid, yeah.
young talent who like really could have.
Also had a lot of
been-
personal demons too, like in a
Yeah.
different parallel sense, obviously, you know. But yeah, man, it's just sad seeing all this young talent passing, and it's like
It should never happen. Like,
it's
there's-
weird. It sucks when you like expect like someone else to pass 3 months from now. Like it's just like it's becoming such a commonplace, and it's just sad, man.
Well, Jack. Well, yeah.
You want to get back to their music?
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, Jack J, with like how big hip hop is today, do you ever want to release like your own mixtape to, you know, kind of be a part of it?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I definitely. I've been like working really hard at producing for the last few years, and I guess our studio, we're locked out of it now, right?
Dude, we're like our buddy just texted us. He's at the house, like just at the house chilling, and he's like, "Yo, man, like I really gotta go to the
Somehow got
bathroom."
locked from the
It's our
inside.
one bathroom in the downstairs, so he's
Okay.
like, "I need to go to the bathroom, man. Like, what's the studio code?" And we don't know the code. We just keep it unlocked. Because it's like a code from our old house that we took the door handle. It's one of those handles that locked.
And it wasn't
so it's
ours.
just-
It was like a different roommate. So I don't know. So like,
Somehow
we
it
don't know
got
what the
locked.
code is.
It's locked.
And
But he's
now
been,
we're
in
allowed-
the, he's been in the
but,
studio a lot.
Yeah, to answer your question, I've always wanted to like put out like just a full mixtape full of just like just bars. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it's,
Dude.
especially like with our kind of brand and whatnot. Like it would be weird if Jack and I put out a song that
Right
was
now,
like
we're committing-
fully hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it would catch people
we're
off
a
guard.
pop act. That's what we're committing to right now. You know?
Yeah,
And
of
it's
course. But I think I would love to showcase the fact that I'm not just one of these like pop rappers. Like
Nah.
like the Flow Riders. The Travis McCoys. Like, and I love those guys. Like they have
You
bars,
gotta
but
love
like
those
they
guys.
settled for that lane kind of. You know what I'm saying? And that's why. Oh, I guess Flow Riders still really around. But like a lot of those people who kind of settle for that lane, I feel like they don't like expand past it. Even if you are really lyrical, like you don't showcase that. And I feel like I definitely have not had a chance to like showcase
No.
what I can truly do
No, and I
on
feel
really
bad
any
for
records.
that. Yeah, it's like, I mean, I kind of feel bad because not like I'm holding you back or anything like that. Like, no, nothing like that. We're always gonna be great together. But like, I know that you really want to rap, and we have songs in the vault that are like would surprise any rapper
Yeah,
today.
definitely.
You know,
But like they're just not right for this project. But like then I hear the Carter 5 and I'm
you're
like, holy shit, I need to get like
mine is
I need to go
mine.
right, like just unlimited bars right now, because like I'm so re-inspired after hearing that project, because that's like my favorite rapper, always has been, Lil Wayne, and like he's just back in his bag now, and like that, even something like that inspires me, like makes me want to go.
You
Just
could
like
disagree with this, but like I look at Logic as like a at least like a great like role model for you, even though I mean he's not like much older or anything, but like he is like this massive pop presence.
Yeah, I know,
but he
yeah.
puts out an album like he just did, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like you are the best rapper at his age.
And
Like,
he's saying something.
totally.
and he's
I feel like you have
he's
a
got
lot to
great
say.
men-
Yeah,
he's
absolutely.
like one of the
Yeah.
smartest dudes I've ever
and like
met.
I like in terms of his flow, like I like if anybody can rap as fast as Logic, I'm one of those people. So I think
no, you are that person.
So
you know?
I
It's
think
you
like
two
he's
are at the
definitely
top.
that's a good example to use for
Yeah,
sure, because
he's not
still
cheesy.
he's still in pop culture, like as like a pop act, has these massive pop smashes like with Ryan Tedder and Khalid and Alessia and like all those songs, but at the same time he's just dropped a mixtape. He just dropped one last week, and it's like
And it's
full of
fire.
bars. He has Wu-Tang on it. And
so
shit.
good.
Yeah,
it's so good,
incredible.
man. And so like that's a good person I should try to emulate after.
I will say I don't know if this will work.
But it's all about timing. Yeah, when the
I
time's
want
right,
to
I
ask
think.
you guys, like, if you think this would even work, because I mean, this is to go off of what you just asked him. Like, would you ever put out your own mixtape? Like, I've always had this vision that like we do like a project where, whether it be 9 songs or 12 songs,
Oh, the
where
split,
it
John?
could be 4, 4, and then 4.
That's a great idea.
I don't know, like it'd be
Yeah.
Ray
really cool
Shrimmer
because like
just did something
Yeah,
along
they
those
did
lines.
something like
exactly
that,
they
too.
inspired us to think about that. But I think it's
cool.
like people want to wonder like, oh,
We
what-
actually have to do that, bro. For a
all these
project. That would be
pop
so cool.
acts split up, Fifth Harmony, One Direction. It's like, oh, is Jack and Jack gonna split up? Like I see our fans comment that every now and then. It's like, yo, don't leave each other, whatever. It's like they have to understand we are friends before work, like before our careers. And so I feel like one way we could go about it is just like just to prove that nothing is ever gonna happen. Like, of course I'm gonna have songs alone. Of course he's gonna have songs alone. Like, we love music and we're our own individual people. But I don't know. I think that'd be a cool way to do it.
Yeah, and it's a matter of making sure our brand is solidified before we do something like that. You
Yeah.
know, we want to
Yeah.
make sure the world knows us first before we start confusing them, so to speak. We want to make sure they're not confused. That way we can do those types of things. But like he said, I would love to just like play piano and like
Right.
have G sing a ballad, and like I don't have to even worry about vocals on this song.
we
Like,
already
we're doing
have one of those songs and it's like beautiful.
Yeah.
But of course we're hesitant because we're like, we don't want all of our fans to be like
both of us aren't
pissed
on
off
it, so they might take it the wrong way. And
Well,
be like,
you're in
"Why
a
is this
unique phase because you just acquired mainstream, legitimate. Like, not saying the other fans weren't legitimate. It was a niche community
Yeah.
online that loved you.
So
But
true.
now we're talking about clubs in Ibiza playing your music.
It's more expansive for sure.
Yeah, it's everybody. You hear that song everywhere. So you're right. You want to control one narrative and make
Exactly.
sure it makes sense and get them used to your stuff.
But we also want people to see like the
Showcase
talents
the
like
talent.
we have. Like,
And I mean that's why I'll post like a 60-second Instagram video
Love
of me
it.
just like going off
That shit's
with
awesome.
bars, But at the same time, like I think after this first project, like once people hear this and can live with it for a while, and I think it's really going to create like a name and a sound for Jack and I think after that will be the time where like we can really start getting experimental and do something along those lines, for
Is
sure.
this album done?
yeah.
Well,
We have all the songs.
mixing mastering isn't done. And then there's like a few tracks that we have to like do a couple background vocal things, a couple recuts on.
Yeah.
But I would say like 95% is done. Yeah.
Wow.
It's done.
And it's gonna be first week of January, top of the year.
We
How
just don't know if it's gonna be. Were you gonna ask how many songs?
Yeah.
So we don't know if it's gonna be like like a project, like a 7-song project, or if it's gonna be like our debut album. Like we want it to be our debut album, but at the same time,
We
it's
want
like,
it to be a 15-song project, like Jack
Yeah.
and I, if we
Or
could
12
have it
or
our way.
14.
But we are talking about maybe like splitting it into 2 sides. That way we can like kind of promote it over a longer period of time.
Yeah.
You know, 7 songs, like a few months after type.
But the
So I
music
don't know.
industry is ever changing, you know? It's like streaming's big now. It's like, what's going to be the next big thing? You know, buying music was the biggest and be all end all like 10 years ago. So what is, I don't know, like even by January, what is going to be the big thing? Of course, I think it's going to be streaming, but like, God knows. And so,
People could be like watching music.
like
Yeah, right.
literally
They are.
something comes out. I don't know, but
They could be smelling music.
we don't know for sure.
Self-driving cars are going to change everything, man.
Yeah, shout out
we want
Elon,
a
man.
Tesla. We want a Tesla.
Did you watch his podcast with the
Yes.
Joe Rogan
It
one?
was so
Yeah.
great.
I loved it, man.
I
And it
loved
makes me
it.
laugh how like the only thing people cared about was him smoking that joint.
So
It's like,
dumb.
yo, that was 2 seconds of the interview.
That was 2.5 hours full of just like mind blowing. Like the part about AI really scared me, man.
Yeah, that scared me.
Because you can see the fear in his eyes when he's talking about it. And if anybody knows like a
It's
lot
him.
about that, it's him. And so like just seeing how like scared he looked in his eyes while talking about that, like I'm just like, what's gonna happen in our future?
I know.
It's
It's like,
real.
Are there gonna be robots busting down our doors in a few years?
because you don't
I know.
realize, like,
Probably.
Neil deGrasse Tyson was saying this. You guys know Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Obsessed.
Obsessed, right? Like he's so dope. But he was talking. He's like, yo, people don't realize like this is the Thomas Edison of our generation. Like he is living with us here now, and he's figuring all this stuff out. And I feel like a lot of people, like those people who get so upset about him taking a drag or whatever, it's like, yo, you got to realize what he's actually doing for our just humanity. Not even just you. Like you're so selfish, whatever. Like think about 500 years from now, Elon will have an effect on those people, and nobody else on this planet.
And who else has
probably
made
will.
that crazy connection between the stoner community and
I
just the
love that,
hyper
man.
scientists? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay,
Stoners
he's bringing
can be
people
smart.
together. if
Only
anything.
him.
Yeah, only him. So it's like,
But the question is,
respect him.
can he rise with so much pressure on top of him? Everybody's looking at him.
no
Can
pun
he
intended.
rise?
Can he rise? Is the
Will
question.
he rise?
I mean, he just got fined
until he falls,
a
of
total
course.
of $40 million, right?
And he had to step down as the chairman of Tesla.
Which is
Yeah.
like, how can you tell the smartest human being on earth to do anything?
But there's a lot of stories that come out of how he copes with the stress and how he's dealing with it.
Yeah, Steve Jobs did the same too, and he
I
created
respect
Apple.
it, dude. Dude, if you're gonna take acid and have wild sex parties, like do it. Do your thing, man. Like I don't care as long as you're not hurting anybody and you're helping.
100%.
You're helping humanity,
Yeah, right.
man. How
Who knows how a brain like that has to cope with his day to day life?
Let him do
Like, who
him, bro.
knows?
He's
Right.
literally a robot. So like let him do his thing. Like that's what makes me I don't know.
He's gonna help our world in ways that we have no idea, unless he's like this some supervillain that has this like crazy like plan under his
Honestly,
up his
that's what we're
sleeve.
missing.
Which I don't think he is. Like I think he seems like a very genuine guy when he talks. But yeah, I mean, people don't realize that he's really gonna change our world, if not save our world. Actually, like
Or
by-
not our world. Maybe he'll
you know,
just take us to Mars.
That's what I'm saying. Save our world in that sense. That's what I kind of meant.
Yeah,
like
save
by
humanity.
I'm
changing our world.
totally in for Elon Musk to save our world, change our planet, but we still need to vote. We
True.
still need
Oh,
to
yeah.
vote and let our voice be heard.
Please vote.
Because
Yeah.
they do a lot too.
It's facts. Yeah.
facts.
You know,
Well, how do
right?
you feel about Kanye West?
Dude, we were
just
talking about this
that.
on the way
Yeah,
over.
with Jonathan.
It's
yeah.
tough, man, because when you're such a fan of someone, like,
Someone's art
as
and
an
someone-
artist, you know, like for them being an artist, like I just like his music, you know, like I grew up just like hearing his stuff all the time, and he has these massive hits that are just undeniably amazing songs, and he's forged these paths for all these different artists that have come up, you know, in the recent years. But it's like
He's too caught
now
up in his
you're
own mind.
reverting all of that
He's taking it all back.
respect that I've gained for you.
Yeah, it's like how do you go from, you know, on air saying George Bush hates black people to supporting, fully endorsing Donald Trump? It's like,
Yes.
But
Who
okay.
actually
He doesn't-
probably
he
hates
doesn't-
black people.
No, but this is what
It's
makes me mad
ridiculous,
is like,
man.
dude, you don't, like, I'm not saying take the hat off, but just like, you don't have to wear that and you can feel that way, and I will respect you so much more. Even if you feel so strongly that Donald Trump is a great president, I will still respect you if you just are respectful. Like, he doesn't realize how much influence he has. He can't
No,
wear the
he
hat.
does realize it. He
Oh,
is
you're right.
as selfish as the politicians taking millions of dollars while kids are being murdered in school, right? He's just as selfish.
Yeah.
Part of me
because
thinks-
every time he wears his hat, or every time he wears a shirt that has Colin Kaepernick matched with the hat, or he says something like abolishing the 13th Amendment, which, by the way, ended slavery, he's doing
Yeah,
it
right.
solely to benefit himself.
100%.
Solely to make money for himself.
part of me thinks that's all it is publicity. Like, is he just trying to cause controversy?
Does he,
even give a
does he
shit?
like Trump?
I don't think he believes what he's saying. I think he's just saying it to get attention. He has an album coming out.
In that case, he's a genius.
If you say it, you believe it. But
Yeah.
he's not a genius because he's motivating and fueling divide.
True.
The same way politicians are doing the exact same thing to benefit themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
depending
So
on
it's
what way you
true.
look at it. It's-
And okay, so I love how outspoken he is in general, but his outspokenness 5-10 years ago was he was trying to fight for the rights of like the artists, and like he was trying to speak out against corporations and
Different.
against bullies, but now like he's on the team with the bully, so to speak, almost, and like he's being outspoken about supporting like kind of everything that he's that he
And
once said,
against.
everything against what he once said.
Right.
Yeah, and it's just I just don't know what kind of complex he has going on in his head. He definitely has some sort of god complex. where he-
Kanye has the power to do so much good and to shape culture for the better. Honestly. And a lot of his messages, some of them outside of the crazy Donald Trump stuff and the slavery stuff,
are amazing.
some of them are amazing. But he needs
Seriously.
to leave the dramatics at the door.
It's so true.
Absolutely.
Like
If
I
you-
like some of his tweets a lot. Like,
And we were
they
just
make
saying,
me
can we
think.
even get his next project? Like, can I even support this guy
Do
anymore?
I,
like,
do I contribute?
Well,
to
can
like,
you separate the musician from the person he
that's
is?
another thing.
one of
also
the
a good
biggest
question.
questions.
It's one of the
ever.
biggest questions.
That's a
yeah.
huge question, actually.
I mean,
because it's
I
like-
will still check out his project, but it's like,
course, yeah.
I'm gonna like take it all with a grain of salt. I feel like
like
because I'm
okay,
just like
Tom Cruise.
I'm not a
and,
fan of you as a human anymore. So it's like
What's his name? Mel
Gibson?
Gibson. Yeah, like I mean, I've never met the guys. Clearly, they're like.
but they definitely have some dark.
But it's like
things.
I hear, I
Yeah.
hear dark things about them. I hear like anti-Semitic.
Tom
rumors
Cruise
and
is
stuff.
more just
But it's
kind of
like,
crazy.
I
like
still love I love their movies. Like MI6 was off the wall, dude. Like that-
Braveheart. We just watched Braveheart. the other
Braveheart
day.
is one of the best movies. Like William Wallace is a legend, man.
Right, that's one
But
of my
it's
biggest inspirations now.
I
is
don't
William
know. Like
Wallace.
I don't know. That's the thing. Is it the same with Kanye? Because he's I don't know. I guess those guys aren't like preaching their ways against, amongst everyone.
just-
but,
It's really an
They're just
issue when you're
fresh.
such like a strong staple in the culture too. Like he is hip hop culture. Like you can't. There's no hip hop culture without Kanye. Like in this current generation, and so it's like
yeah, he's a huge.
it's so counterproductive what he's doing, and it's just like I don't know when it's gonna end. He said he was out of the sunken place like a week ago. I'm moving back to Chicago, but then it's
Dude.
like he just like kind of went back on everything he said a week ago, and it's like I
But
don't
it's
know.
kind of
It's-
amazing that you call him hip hop culture when he's tapping into what he thinks hip hop culture is today to be relevant.
Yeah,
He does that song with Lil
the little
Pump.
pumps and yeah.
We were just talking about that, man. Like he used
Right?
to have some of the most legendary features and the coolest samples, and I'm sure he still will on this project.
and
but like
his
now he's got
performances too. The
he's got
production of his
Lil
performance.
Pump, and like
I mean, we all saw the
no offense
SNL
to Lil
thing.
Pump.
Like,
Yeah.
and at the same time, like some music can purely be for fun too. So like when people are like, "Oh, screw Kanye for going on SNL and like not even trying," and all, like I'm like, okay, maybe this is just one of those songs where like whatever, it's a throwaway, but like it's clearly fun. It's for the club. But then at the same time, it's like we were at iHeartRadio like 3-4 years ago. Their Vegas, their iHeartRadio festival, and
Bro,
we were
Black Skinhead.
Yeah, he did Black Skinhead and all day back to back, and like the production was just so beautiful. There was like flames going, and he was like a silhouette on this like floating. And
It's
then
a cool show.
And then you see
And
him
now
dressed
he's,
up
like,
as
in
an
a Perrier
Aquafina bottle. Or, yeah, it's like
no,
damn,
he's doing
what
anything
happened?
for attention.
Like,
he's
totally.
he's
Reminded
begging
me
to go
of the-
viral.
Because it went viral. Yeah, and it's like, I mean,
It
I don't
did.
know what he's doing. Yeah,
Yeah, but
If it's going
I'm just at a
viral,
loss.
he's doing it right then, because that's what he
yo,
wants.
So
yeah,
maybe
'cause
it
no
starts
publicity is
with
publicity,
Jerry.
right? But
It all starts with Jerry, Daquan, and the Fat Jewish, bro, because they're the ones who make him so viral.
They
I
repost
swear to
everything?
God. We need to talk to those three and be
And, like, academics and all
stop
those guys."
posting Kanye. He's gonna keep doing all this crazy.
Yeah, but then you have TMZ and you
but
have
it
all the
doesn't matter.
blogs.
If Kanye does something, it's getting snatched
That-
up by the mass
he
media
can-
already.
yeah,
So.
Going
he'll
everywhere.
Post his toe. We as a whole need to just ignore it.
Yeah, and we were talking about the SNL, the rant he had at the end too. Is like Jonathan over there brought up how he was almost like keeping those actors hostage on stage. All the
Yeah, and then they
SNL
started walking
cast.
away.
Yeah, and like none of them probably agree with anything he's saying, but like, and he was
It's the outro. They
he's
gotta
calling them
stand
out
there.
for like telling them to not put the hat on before the show, and it's like how uncomfortable must they have felt on the stage right there? Like, I don't know. Man.
Tremendously uncomfortable.
I'm just at a loss for words at the end of the day.
Hey friends, sorry for the interruption, but if you're considering going back to school, you should ask yourself the following questions. Do you need the flexibility to take classes on your schedule? 2, do you have college credits that you need transferred? 3, do you want to earn a quality degree from a world-renowned university? If you answered yes to any of these questions, Arizona State University is the perfect school for you. Arizona State University offers over 150 highly ranked degree programs, 100% online. You're going to earn the same degree that you want on campus from wherever you are, totally on your schedule. That's awesome. Plus, ASU Online accepts most transfer credits, so it's easy. If you want more information, text Zach, Z-A-C-H, to 35517. That is Zach to 35517, so you can learn for yourself why the Wall Street Journal ranks ASU 5th in the nation for producing the best qualified graduates. And you ready for this? You'll also find out why 87% of ASU grads are recruited within 90 days of graduation. That's like really impressive. Honestly, I kind of want to go back to school. Learn to grow, learn to succeed, and learn to thrive at Arizona State University. To learn more about ASU online degree programs, text Zach to 35517. That is Z-A-C-H to 35517. Okay, let's get back to this interview. Question. Why don't you tweet anymore?
Dude, I'm really just like.
Yes, Zach. Get on his
Okay,
ass.
do
Thank
you want me to be honest? Like, I don't like putting myself out there too much. Like, I don't know why.
April was your last tweet.
Was it?
Really?
Yes.
Did I tweet the word April, or was that when it was?
No, it was. It was in April.
What did I?
There's something about being single.
Yeah. I said I miss having someone to nap with, and that was a true thought. But sometimes it's just like
It was in April.
it's not like that was my most important thought of the year, and that's the only reason I've tweeted once this year. It's like that just happened to be a time where I felt like.
Wow, you only tweeted once this year, bro. The year's almost over. That's crazy. Like, that's actually crazy.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's just not.
You just gotta just be like, hey.
I have great thoughts.
One great thought a week. His tweets used to be so fire. Like, they would laugh. He's like, why don't bugs pay rent? Like, you're in my house. Like, I was just like, oh,
I don't know, man.
Never
Like
thought
when,
about that.
when people ask me this, like it stresses me out because it's like I really don't have a legitimate answer, and the answer is I should be tweeting. You know, I have an online presence, and I have people who wish to hear from me.
No, you should be asking yourself, are you happier now are you more happy now or happier when you were tweeting?
I don't think it matters though at all. Does
no,
it?
but
No.
social media can affect somebody's
No, I know what you're
mental
saying,
health.
but like
No,
just
I
from
mean-
being around him, I'm like, if you were to tweet like once every few weeks, like you would be the exact same kid.
I would be the
obviously.
same kid, but I just don't like overthinking. I overthink like everything in my whole life. Like I'm very indecisive. I'm very OCD. I'm very just like I don't know. Have a tough time laying my finger on one thing. So, where was I going with that, man?
You're saying you get indecisive. Like he'll be like
Are you
typing out a
nervous?
caption for a picture, and then he'll just like end up not posting it.
Are you
No,
nervous that
yeah.
you're going to
You know
tweet
what
the
I'm saying?
wrong thing?
I don't know, man. Like I don't know. I just always you never know like who's out to get you, and like you don't know like
How someone will twist
how
your
someone's
words.
gonna twist everything. It's not even that. I'm not like scared of anything. It's just like
Yeah, because like why don't bugs pay rent? Like no one's gonna twist that.
It's not
Right?
that. It's just like honestly, dude.
Are
part
you
of it-
buggist? Like they come at you or something?
Peter's actually gonna come. No, but part of it is just like I don't like being on my phone. Period. Like I like talking to people. Like this is like my favorite part of the day right now. Like today specifically. Like
Human interaction.
this is awesome. I love just
Facts.
expanding like thought. You know, just like like this is the best kid to do it with because he's so f***ing smart. So I can just be like, yo, what if this happened and like what would happen to this? And he'd be like, well, like physically that won't make sense, but like maybe if this, you know. So like I don't know. I like having actual conversations, and I know you can have actual conversations over your phone, but I just don't like staring at a screen. And like I'm not saying that it's bad too, because that is where the world is heading. But it's just like I'd rather it's simple. It's as simple as something like I'd rather throw a football with my friend. Like I'd literally rather
That's
pay
great.
No, makes
cash.
sense.
You know, and it's just like
Then sit through tweets.
I don't know. Like I just got my the new update on the iPhone says how long you spend on your phone every day.
It's so bad.
I spent 32 minutes each day on my phone.
Jealous.
It's
And it's just
impressive.
like
That's
I was,
very impressive.
I was talking to John and he's like, I spent 40 hours this week, and I'm like,
Damn.
holy f***, I have 2 more days than you. I have 2
Yeah.
more days than you every week. I have 2 more.
I think maybe I think you know,
That's enough. I have goosebumps saying that, bro. Like we don't realize like what this is doing to us. I'm not saying it's bad.
But
again,
do you feel like your perspective has changed since you put the screen down?
that's the thing though. I think you're on your phone just as much. Like if you are
I'm
like
not.
like I don't think you were like ever caught up like
You're
sifting through Twitter when you did tweet every once in a while. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
I think it's just a matter of like finding that one part inside of you that's like, all right, let's view this like from a business perspective, and it's like maybe like it would be beneficial to put out a tweet every once in a while.
No, but you're
you know
right.
what I'm
Every
saying?
time I used to tweet, I would probably be on my phone the same amount. But it was like I would.
Maybe I'll just start like thinking of good tweets for you, or like I'll take
I would
quotes.
just get off.
I'll hear what you say throughout the day, and then because he has like
You
good
can have my password.
Galinskyisms,
There you
like
go.
I swear he has a lot of them, and so that's what I'm saying.
I
Like
don't know. I feel so bad.
if I hear one, I'm like, all right,
sweating,
G, you
bro.
got to tweet that. I just heard you say that. That's funny. Like go, just tweet it, and
I
then
know.
you whip it
It's
out.
tough,
and
like
do it.
because there are like
We'll figure out a system, I think, eventually,
The saddest thing to me is when I see like a girl or a guy, whatever, comment on my. Well, usually it is a girl commenting and being like honestly, like she's not commenting for anyone else but for me to see. Some people comment and like they say things because they want other people to see what they said
Yeah.
on this picture. There's always these girls, right? And it's usually they don't speak English, and the broken English, it just hits my heart, man. It just hits my
Because they're
heart.
trying so hard.
Yeah, 'cause it's like so
They're
much more
talking to you,
innocent.
You're
yeah.
really trying. You probably never ever even try to learn English, and then like maybe I'm the reason that you want to learn English so we
Exactly.
can communicate. And like that hits so hard. And when they're like, Jack G, like honestly, you don't have to post every day, but I really just want to know like what's going on in your life, or like like I just really want to know what's going on.
Like
with
I
you.
miss you because
I
all
miss
they
you.
know about you is like
and I
over
can,
the screen.
I
So,
literally
like,
feel in my heart how genuine they're
that
being.
missing is real. Yeah.
That like will hit. Like my mom will send me a screenshot, be like, "This girl really, really wants to hear what you have to say," and I'm like, I'll sit there like tear up. I'll be like, "Dude, like
Bro.
I'm sorry. Like I suck so bad at social media. Why is that like the thing that I'm big on right now? Like
I walked in on his mom
It's
bitching
tough.
him out on the phone for not posting the other week.
It's true.
And
not
like
bitching me out. She's just
She's
just
like
pushing.
So why don't like she just asks you the same question every time, and you're like, I'm just bad, I don't know, and it's just
That's
like,
okay. That's how I know I have so much work
fun.
personally to do because like I answer it the same way every time, but I don't change anything, even though I know I should.
But is it the weight of like what every post like? There's powerful posts, right? A lot of people see it. A lot of eyes hit it.
I mean, I'm not like a big deal, Like I'm not like a massively famous person, and like
You got a big following.
but it's not like everyone cares about. It's not like I have that much pressure, It's like I can't just blame it on like, oh, everyone's gonna misword what I say. It's not like that. Like I'm not like.
Or
But it's like just like I don't know. I suck at it.
do you think things have been going really well since you stopped tweeting? Like Rise is rising.
so now it's like if he tweets, jinxes it.
Everything's gonna be messed up.
It's not anything superstitious like that, but I will say just like I feel good off my phone and things happen to be going good, and that's proving to me that I don't need a tweet to be successful.
If you're happy, that's
But
all that matters.
I don't know. Like I just want everyone to know that who cares about my tweets.
Listen,
Like,
G, if you
I
just
feel
took
really
2 minutes
sorry.
out of your day that you spent, editing your lineup on fantasy football and just went on Twitter,
I'm really good at fantasy football.
that might be what it is. I think it might have shifted. You know what I'm saying?
I wish I had an answer. I keep wanting to say something, but I have nothing to say. And I just like really honestly, all I can say is that I really apologize for leading all of these fans on and thinking that I would tweet, every day.
You don't post on Instagram either.
I
Like
used to.
Jack J, you're on Instagram.
not just Twitter, yeah.
Jack J, you're on Instagram all day long.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I know.
Jack
At
G,
least-
you're not.
I'll
I
post a
have,
couple
like-
stories at least. Like on my worst day, I'll have like one story. Maybe not a post, but I'll still at least maybe have a story.
No, it is kind of sad when I think like I probably post 12 to 15 times a year on Instagram. But
Like one scroll, you're already to like 2014. Like just one of those. But
I know it's like I'm literally sweating. Like I'm so stressed right now. It's terrible,
But you
it's-
are
Get
who
you back
you
on
are
there.
because of the internet.
It's true. It's true.
And now you just kind of like stepped away from it.
I know, but I don't want people to think it's like because I don't want to be this person. It's just like that's really just. I don't know. I'm not a social media guy. It's just like not who I am.
Sometimes when
You
you're
know?
wrapped up in your actual life, you forget it exists. Because I do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
Right.
forget
Totally.
that. You forget that. Oh, maybe I should post something because you're wrapped up in
Yeah.
actual people.
I
You're in
mean,
the
even me
present.
being an active poster, I just went a week like. I posted that thing about Jonathan Ross, catches on Jonathan Ross tonight. And then, I just went a week without thinking about anything. Like, I was getting hyped for the single release. And then
Kinda
I'm
nice,
like,
right?
oh, it says 1 week, like my last post. And I'm like, wow, that's like, I feel like Linsky right now. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
But yeah.
No
I feel
I feel
pressure.
you. We'll figure it out.
No, I
G.
mean,
We'll
I-
work through it together as a team.
Yeah, the two of you are really inseparable, I feel.
Totally.
You have been finishing each other's sentences all day.
It's cute,
awesome.
really.
No, I don't know. I mean, dude, we're just.
I don't even
think
notice that stuff anymore, honestly.
It's just like 18 years of friendship. I feel like naturally we'll put anybody in that position.
We'll start singing the same melody just at the exact same time, like out of context, like probably like a couple times a month at least. Like, and it's like no one was singing that. That wasn't playing on the radio. Like, why did we both just start singing that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
That's
we just have
really-
this
I
weird
think
mental
we
connection. but-
I think a part of our subconscious we share.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, over time, obviously, I
Yeah.
feel like that is possible.
Like actually, like people think twins are telepathic. It's like because they're always together. It's like I mean, obviously they have the same DNA, but like I don't know. I feel the same way. Like not telepathic, but like like I can know what he's thinking by his look.
Totally.
Into my eyes.
Mannerisms, like, like if I see him like we're having people over and he's just like kind of getting all like shy and like he's like that means he doesn't want to have people over. Like he like just doesn't want anyone in the house. But like he won't say it directly to our faces, you know what I'm saying? Because like it's my house too. So like if I want to have a few friends over, I
Exactly.
can't. But like I can tell like by his mannerisms and his demeanor for sure. So if you want to call that, telepathic, we'll call it that.
Exactly.
Has this very close relationship between the two of you come in the way of actual relationships?
Wait, like just say that in a simpler way.
The
if,
two of
if
you
there
are
is possible.
So, the two of you are so close and so tight, right?
Yeah.
And like where you are, Jack J is, where Jack J is, Jack G is. You guys are almost one and the same,
Right.
close to it.
Yeah.
Is it hard to manage another relationship outside of the relationship that is the two of you?
Well, we've definitely done it.
We've done it. Yeah. I mean, well,
I don't think we've necessarily been fans of the,
Well, okay,
the relationship.
you're thinking of like
Yeah, has it been
a
successful?
significant other, where a
Yeah.
relationship is just a relationship. Like I have a relationship with like with Sam. It's like
No,
that's
totally.
my
Yeah.
homie.
Okay, significant other. Has it been hard to have like another relationship that could be as deep as the one that you two share?
I mean, that's really tough because we've known each other for 18 years. So it'll never be like as deeply rooted as this. Like this relationship, like the tree of relationship could get knocked over, and we still have all these roots that
and
will
it's true.
regrow a new tree, right?
It's a great analogy.
Like in his last relationship, like there was definitely a time where like I felt more distant from him because you know he was devoting like a lot more time to his girlfriend, obviously. But then like you know right after they split, like it was like you know that never even happened. You know what I'm saying? Because now all the time was back like with him and his friends, and it felt like he was just like the Galinsky he was 3 years prior to that relationship. Even though like at the same time he was still that Galinsky when he was with us, he just had a lot less time to devote. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's ever gotten in the way, and I think Jack and I will always respect the other one's relationship, even you know, even if things like do seem like they're getting in the way of Jack and Jack as a brand. I think we'll always respect what the other's heart truly, you know, wants at the end of the day.
I will say, like in terms of our like my last relationship with intertwined with this relationship between me and you, I feel like if you or I, either of us, got into a relationship now, like our career is on such a higher level of velocity than it was then, you know?
It would be different, yeah.
So we were kind of already like not doing anything for weeks at a time, you know? And it's
we were
like
confused.
Now,
we just like Vine and just died. We just came out here. We had a few songs that were, you know, like doing good within our fan base. Yeah, we didn't really know what like the future of Jack and Jack held. Though we knew what we wanted, but we didn't know like how to get there.
I think it would be different now, not like saying.
And yeah, I feel like I gave you more leeway. You know, like when you would leave the studio to like, you know, go hang out with your girl, like I would definitely give you more leeway. I feel like
100%.
because I was like, is this song even gonna be something?
Exactly.
Like, yeah. So I was like, I couldn't get that upset about it.
Whereas now it's like we're never in the same city for more than a week.
So I do kind of take back what I said. If I did feel like it was getting and hindering the Jack and Jack brand, I would definitely get on his ass a lot more than I would have back in the day. I think.
And I would get on your ass a lot more. Yeah, no.
Well, you'd also probably rethink every move because every move is worth more. Your music is worth more.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the stakes are a little bit higher now too. You know?
So is there pressure to have another hit? Here we go.
On the tequila. I like it, G.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there is, but like I don't say it because like I feel like great music will always, you know, live on. And if like 5 people love a song versus like 1 million people, like I just want to put out music that I love at the end of the day. And so there is pressure in the sense of like, you know, now we have this whole team around us, and like, you know, we pay
label.
them. Yeah, we pay them like percentages of what we. So it's like I want my whole team to be eaten too. So it's like, yeah, at the end of the day, there is that like kind of underlying pressure, but.
I'm not feeling pressure.
I don't want to put it on myself. You know,
I'm not like nervous.
I can let the world put it on me, but like me, like I don't try to like internalize it too much. You know what I'm saying?
With you.
I will say like there is pressure, but it's not pressure in the way where like time is cutting down short. The window's getting smaller and smaller, and like we don't have this song. It's like we have like honestly, I believe like we have like 4 or 5 songs right now that we're sitting on that could be like global smashes and anthems, which is amazing. But I still feel the pressure, even though we have those songs, to like deliver and actually make them smashes. Because now I realize like the music industry is a game, and you have to play the right pieces to win the game. And so
yeah, you can put out a smash and it won't be a smash.
It doesn't matter. Like it doesn't. You have to finesse, and you have to literally scratch these people's backs. I mean, not literally, but I mean, it might help.
It could help, yeah.
Maybe.
But like, no, seriously, all the groundwork we put in this last summer, you know, with like promoting Beg and promoting Rise.
Yeah.
Like we've literally gone to like every radio station in America. It feels like at least, and we realized it's like it's a total chess game. It's like, you know, and I scratch your back, you scratch mine type of thing. You know, you go play their show for free, in hopes that, you know, they'll spin your next record. And so like there is kind of a time sensitivity aspect in terms of getting that next record out. You don't want the PDs and the people at the radio station to forget about you.
All the work you did.
Yeah, all the groundwork you put in.
Because there's so many people trying to make it nowadays, more than ever before. And like people see these new songs on New Music Friday, and they're like, okay, maybe I should spin this guy because it looks like Spotify or Apple Music is really looking at this guy, and they're going to be the next hot thing. And so we realize that there are so many people in our exact position, and we can't take this for granted and just sit on the Rise money right now or whatever it is. You know, like we gotta get back to work and not spend a single dime.
Rise is just motivation to like
keep going,
keep the ball.
That's not even our song.
Escalating.
Well, because now you have the
that's why I
opportunity to keep supplying hit after hit after hit.
A massive opportunity. I mean, like I gotta just say props to Jonas again. Like he's given all these people so many amazing platforms, and like
he's given a lot of people who might not have been believers before, you know, faith in us too.
Exactly. Like this song has actually, like everywhere we go, someone brings up Rise, and it's like it's a great feeling. It's like really a good feeling.
Yeah, and whether or not Jack and I know like how talented we are, like the potential we have, it's a matter of the perception of the people. you know. And so having a hit like that can only help in that sense. So.
And Jonas is the only reason we have that, and like it just was perfect. Obviously, our manager set up amazing things, but like we are so grateful for Jonas. Like if you're watching
Jonas.
Love you, Jonas.
To Jonas.
Jonas.
I just killed mine, so I'm gonna have to re-up, I guess.
Now, guys, I feel like a lot of people will think No One Compares to You is written about a certain someone,
Okay.
because out of the both of you, there's only one very public relationship.
Wait, do you have a public relationship, Johnson?
Exactly. Funny.
Does he?
Johnson, no, Jack, we're talking about you.
Ah,
Does the world?
So did you guys, did that cross your mind when you were putting the
no,
song out?
I mean, that would have crossed my mind whether, like, no matter, like, if me and my past girlfriend were not a public relationship, that would have still crossed my mind, because that's just someone, like, I still hold very close to my heart, and, like, I love that person. So, of course, when I'm talking about No One Compares to You, I'm thinking of her, you know, and it's like, that's just my personal outlook on my life, because that's the way it went. But, like, I wouldn't, like, I don't know.
Song's not written about that specific
It's
person.
not written about. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't write
Jake
that
Tor-
specific line. No One
Gotcha.
Compares to You was written by Jake Torrey. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
like
so-
the line. No one compares to you. Those actual words.
So Jake was clearly inspired by somebody, but I think
but instantly when he said it, I
when
thought
I heard it and like I was listening to it for the first time, like there was people from my past that like popped into my head. I feel like, you know,
Yeah.
tell me if I'm wrong. You've had a breakup before, like you've had that void that you've tried to fill with like, you know, these skeletons in your closet, whatever you want to call it. But like, I think everybody has that sense of longing for like, you know, something that felt so perfect at one point.
That's a great way to say it.
And whether or not like it's happened yet, it will happen. You know, it's inevitable at some point in your life that will happen, unless you're just like a very platonic human who just doesn't deal with relationships and just doesn't.
Which is
find
honestly like
people
probably the
attractive
best way
or-
to go about life.
Yeah, I mean maybe that would save you a lot of heartbreak in the long run.
No, I'm
But
kidding. Love is amazing.
I think that's what makes a song so universally appealing. And
Yeah, it's kind of like a
when you hear the
depressing, sad song.
Yeah, when you hear the title, you're like, oh, no one compares to you. It's gonna be a song about like how you love this girl so much and no one compares to her, and it is. But like, what you don't realize when you hear the title is that like she's not in your life anymore. And so when
Right.
the lyric hits, you know, I'm looking at your face, or I'm looking at her face, but I'm seeing you. It's like, it's just very real. I feel like, and yeah, I don't know. I think people will really resonate with it. Yeah, because everybody has that, you know, that person that just is always in the back of the head, you know.
No, definitely.
Even
I mean,
to this day. Yeah.
I will say like to give you like a juicier answer. Like I will say, like
Yeah, give us the juice.
in my year of singularity or whatever it's
In my
been,
year of singularity. That was the sickest way to say it.
in
Tweet that
my-
later.
in my past, 15, 18 months, whatever. Like, why did I say 15? Oh, I guess that's a year and a quarter.
Yeah.
'Cause I was like 15. Like that's not like that could have been. All right, no, okay, gotcha.
That, that
in my
tequila's,
last.
that tequila's catching up.
It's catching up, man. It's
Yeah, it's
catching. I am
doing some
sweating
things.
and my bladder's full. All right, so what I was gonna say is, in my year of being single, like definitely, like there's been times where I'm like, I gotta find someone. Like I feel so lonely and like
I feel like that was more so fresh out of your relationship too.
very fresh. Yeah, my like my last tweet, you were saying like I said I miss having someone to nap with or whatever. Like some stupid. But it's the truth. Like that's how I felt. And like sometimes you just get in your feelings. I'm a very like lonely guy.
Yeah, like now you're calling it stupid because like you've been removed. You've been
Right.
removed from it for like a year.
But what's
But it's
But
true.
I will say,
yeah.
it's like you like me personally, like I haven't found someone who like makes me feel the way that my ex-girlfriend did, and it's like I think that's normal. It's only been a year and a half, but like I feel like when I heard this song, I definitely like resonated with it it resonated with me because that's the truth. Like for me, no one compares to her, and it's like it's just for right now,
Not
God
yet.
knows what's gonna happen, but like yeah,
And
in
I
my
think-
life.
Tell me if I'm. Go ahead.
No,
finish
I
your
was just
thought.
saying, reiterating like in my life, I haven't found someone.
I
like
think
that.
what I noticed is like you kind of like would try to force it with like certain people or like
Like
not
I
force
literally,
it.
yeah, I was
you know
literally
what I'm
in like
saying?
a relationship
to fill a
like, right
void?
after.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what it ends up being. It's like, oh, it's like, like this girl like makes me feel temporarily like the same way that she might, but like at the end of the day, it's like, do I want to bounce back this soon? Do I want to get into something this deep this soon?
Right.
And
No, and that's what I struggled with because like I thought I was hitting it off really well with this one girl and like we were having a great time and then like you get into it and you're like what am I doing? I just gotta I'm 21, like what am I doing? I don't even know like what I'm doing. And so like then you realize like, yo, you don't have to be in a relationship. You don't have to have that person. But then after being in a relationship for 3 years, I don't know if you've been in a long-term relationship, but like you miss having naps with those people. You miss like going like and staying in when all of your boys want to go out, and it's like I'll go out and I'll get wasted.
You can still just have much fun now
I
you
don't
got
want
home.
to.
Yeah.
It's
But
like, I'd
where are
rather
you
watch
now? Are you comfortable being single?
I'm chilling.
He's very
I'm
comfortable.
chilling, dude. Like work is my life.
Is work?
Hey, man.
We're just playing Fortnite and making music, and that's just what we
play
do now.
Fortnite, we make music, and we do interviews, and that's our life. Like, and we love it, and it's so fun. Like,
Sounds dope.
And it made me value like our relationship so much more because I realized that all that time that I was with her, it's like he was here. You know, he was not.
He was just waiting for you.
He was on this couch. No, he was like chilling with Zach and the gang. But no, he was actually just like alone. You know, and of course we have an amazing friend group who most of those kids are actually from our hometown, and we've known for like 10 years. So
No, but there was points where like I was closer with other friends than I was with
then
you,
with me and like that,
which is so weird. That's like never be the case.
I mean, you weren't.
And then, in the grand scheme, but like you remember like when like I was clearly mad about something, like whatever it may be, and then like we would just be in these Uber rides, and there was like now when we're just like quiet together, it's like a very comfortable silence. But there was times where like
Sometimes you would think
there was
about the
times where I was
silence.
just like, okay, like I know he's thinking about how it pissed him off, and like or whatever, like how like something happened, and yeah, so like I would say. Wait, what were we even talking about? Like, what was the initial question?
I mean, he was saying, "Are you happy single?" And I like, yes. The bottom line is yes. I'm so happy, and I feel like also, I've kind
Seems
of
like
figured
you're less stressed out
yeah,
too.
for sure. Like I figured my out with my ex, and like we figured that out, and like we're chilling, and you know, me and Johnson are better than ever. You know, like we're coming off of a great summer, and we have an amazing fall in the works, and amazing winter, and like a whole year. We have this whole year planned, and like. We have so much stuff going, so I don't know. I can't be mad at life. I'm so happy with life, and whatever happens on a day-to-day basis is cool. Like we're taking it,
But
by
not,
day.
not actively seeking though anymore.
No,
Like,
definitely not. I'm not looking to be in a relationship. That's what I realized right after I got out of a relationship.
Good.
Is like I tried to get right back into one, and I was like, okay,
But it takes those moments to realize that you're better off alone.
totally.
it does.
And when it comes,
very
it will
much does.
come.
I think we have the mindset where it's like, if something falls into our lap and feels perfect and right,
Yeah.
then we won't deny it or like we won't like, push it off. Like, you
Anytime-
can't help what you feel at the end of the day. But like, I don't think we're going out to the clubs every night and actively seeking,
Dude, you
like,
can't look in the club. Like,
right? Especially, yeah, I think that'd be the last place. That was a terrible example.
You go to a farmer's market.
Can't trust
or
those.
but I feel like in the next, like couple years, we're gonna be traveling the world, and like it may come a time where like one of us does find that person, and I know that's a fact. Like we going back to even an earlier question, like we'll never hold each other back, and of course we want work to be the priority, and it always will be. I honestly know that now, but I'm not like if he goes and falls in love in Italy, it's like that's fine. Like
In Italy, huh?
even if it's a long-term
I
relationship.
see with an
I like the
Italian
sound of
girl.
that.
Yeah.
I'm getting like visions right now.
It's like don't find a girl in the club, find her in like France or something.
Nice little Lady in the Tramp situation.
Yeah.
The spaghetti.
Exactly.
That's like an ideal situation. But no, we're perfect right now.
And it's all
Jack
about balance,
and Jack
too.
are so good.
If one of us happens to get in a relationship, which like inevitably will happen, we're not
Yeah.
just. I mean, maybe we'll be single the rest of our lives. I don't know.
I mean,
But
I don't even know whether to knock on wood or not. Like maybe it's a blessing.
inevitably it will happen though, and I think it's all just about balance and how you weigh your priorities, and
Do you have moments of reflection where you're like, holy shit, 18 years ago, we were in high school or in school, and
18.
how long?
You're 44.
Well, you were friends. This whole thing started with a friendship 18 years
No,
ago.
You're so right.
And look at where the freak you're at now, man. Like you have an incredible home here in Los Angeles. You have a
Yeah.
song played all over the world, and you have nothing but opportunity in front of you.
No, it's funny because sometimes it takes us to actually say it out loud. Like we were doing a phone interview the other day with some, I don't know, and it was a great interview. But there was this one point where we were standing outside, and we're like, before the interview, we're like, all right, let's do this outside so we can get sun, so we look good for the photo shoot later. Like let's try to like two birds, one stone.
Yeah,
And so we're sitting out by this pool in the Hollywood Hills, looking over Universal City, and it's like he was talking about like our progress, since where we began. In high school, you never really think, because it happened in our lives. So we look at it like just how you guys look at your lives. Like this is normal. Like what we're doing right now is completely normal. This is what we do. But like this is not normal by any means.
No,
and
it's
like
not.
when
I
you,
think about that all the time.
yeah, it's like even what you guys do. It's like you have a radio.
like when
show.
did you guys
Yeah.
imagine
This
you'd
is
have like a top syndicated radio show
Yeah.
across the like it's crazy, right? Like when you really take
but
when
it's
you
normal for
when
you.
you step away from the elephant is like always the metaphor I love to use is like when you're standing too close to it you can't tell it's an elephant because it's all just gray, but when you take a few steps back you can see the full thing, the full picture, and
Right.
it's great to just talk about it and have someone to talk about it with, because a lot of people are going through this industry solo by themselves, and the fact that I have a confidant, somebody who is like my ride ride or die that like
blessing.
I can talk to anything about.
Yeah.
Shares the exact same experiences with me.
Everything, even on stage, he was like, "Oh, did you see when my pack fell?" And I was like, "Oh man," I was like, "How did you even deal with that?" But it's like no one else is on stage. Like if you're
Yeah.
a solo artist, like we're just so grateful. You know, we have some friends in this industry, and we're always asking them, like, dude, when you're on these European tours for 2 months, it's like I get depressed, and he's my best friend, and he's there sometimes. Like, I'm just. I don't know how. I have
Can't
so
imagine
much
being-
respect for people who do it.
I get a little bit worried about Andrew Bozzi too sometimes.
yeah. No, I love
Seriously, he needs a friend with him. Does
No,
he
he's
have
good.
one?
He's good.
Honestly, he loved his European tour. I don't.
He did love his year. He brought his girl on the entire thing.
He
and
was
like,
with Justin Timberlake.
Yeah. I'm sure he was
not a
loving that,
bad
yeah.
guy to open for.
Not at all.
Do you all still live together?
No, we don't.
No.
We
We
crashed. We crashed with him for
We
like
literally
2
like
months.
yeah. When we were in between leases, we crashed at his house for like a month maybe, and then
Yeah.
we have our
just saw
separate
him,
leases now.
What was it? 2 days ago, and he pulled up on us, and he's like,
In his
"This is my new car," and I'm like,
His
"That's
new
a
Bentley.
Bentley. What do
He
you
just
mean?"
flexed
He's like,
on us so
yeah, I
hard,
just
bro.
bought it in cash, and I'm like,
Oh wow, no big deal.
"Dude,
Someone's
like, I
been in Europe,
remember a
right?
year ago, like, you were wondering if you could come to the club with me. Like, what? You're now buying $200,000 cars." It's
so proud of
amazing
that
to
kid.
see what he's done in this last year. I mean, I don't mean to.
It's
talk
cool.
about only
It's
him.
awesome though, because the less we see him, that just means we're both super busy.
So busy,
Which is
and when we do
great.
see each other, it's exactly how it was. You know,
Picking up where we left off.
it's crazy
yeah.
to say it's exactly how it was 6 months ago. Like that's no time,
But
but it's
do-
like
That's how
so
friends
much
are,
has
dude.
happened in the last 6 months.
Do you look at friends like Bozzy and learn from them, whether you're taking away good or bad things?
I mean,
Well, him specifically is like he's such a
talent.
like his knack for melodies and like in terms of songwriting. Like, I definitely get inspired by Bozzy, and even just the conversations we'll have. Like he's one of those people who just like I feel like his.
Okay, I'm looking. I was
his-
looking at it in like. Sorry, I was looking at
What are you
it
looking
as
at?
like in a career pathway. But like,
Oh yeah, totally.
I don't view us as this, we're so different in that way. You know, like
Yeah.
we got super popping on the internet, and we have like a transition to make. And he came out with like just like legitimate music from the start, which is awesome, and he blew up like that. But yeah, from a creative perspective, completely like that's someone I 100% look up.
But
Yeah,
he was
man.
a Vine dude too. He was on there.
Yeah,
was,
but see,
but
nobody like knew him for that. Like when
Well,
he came out with his stuff,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
the thing. Like he
yeah.
didn't get so big to the point where like that was attached to him, which is was kind of a blessing in disguise
And
almost.
he did he did a really good job of kind of sweeping that under the rug, and like not really a lot of people who know his music now don't know about that side of him, and that's fine.
The majority, yeah.
But it's
I
like
had no idea.
we felt really like we couldn't abandon that side of us. That's us, you know.
Because it
And
was
it's-
so big. Already, you know what I'm
everybody
saying?
has a different like thing, for them. I'm not saying anybody did it the wrong way. It's like you got to do it your way, and he's killing it. So like,
But that kid's
obviously
he's
he
a
did it
genius in
right.
the studio, and like for sure,
Yeah.
super inspired musically by that kid.
And a genius in
Right.
conversation.
Yeah,
Like,
and is
Dude,
personally
we'll have
inspired
the
too.
craziest talk. I think he introduced me to Elon Musk actually. Not like
Personally?
No.
Well, we all
No,
watched the TED
he
Talk.
like showed me who Elon Musk was.
Yeah.
And he's just one of those guys that's like on the same wavelength as us, like in terms of like, dude, anything is possible and we are irrelevant. And like this is like this earth and like these
Could be a social experiment for all we know.
like, like simulations and
we could be
endless
on a snow.
conversations.
We could be in a snow globe on an alien's
That's
dresser
why
right
I
now.
like talking to
We don't
him
know.
now too, is because he's gained so much perspective over the last, since last November when he released Mine, like that. He's seen the world since then, and I feel like he's gotten a whole new perspective. I don't want to talk from his point of view, but like I know he's just seen insane things over these last 6 months, and I feel like that just matures you and makes you grow as a person.
yeah.
So the conversations we had, like
Now we can
this
relate even
last
more
week,
in terms of our conversations,
yeah,
which is great.
we're like over the top. I don't know. Like I love having.
Oh, we're
those
both
crazy-
doing Jingle Ball Miami.
It's like, yo, we're gonna be in Miami
Yeah.
playing in an arena together.
Cool.
And last year we were going out just like one
It's
oak
fun
every
stuff.
Saturday.
We're
Like,
just we're so proud of
Yeah,
that.
and
kid.
sneaking him in the club or something.
literally, I cannot believe that. And now it's like it's so funny because he yeah, no, I don't know.
You can move those pillows if you want.
No, I like him. I just want them to stay perfect.
You're OCD.
Yeah, we've gone over this. Yeah, he's
Like,
That's true.
But yeah, he's a good kid.
First week of January, that's when the album's gonna come. Maybe.
Yes.
That's what it was going to be, like 25th of January. But then our
24th.
manager just texted us and said, "Oh, we're pushing it back to the first week because everyone's really excited about the single, and we're just going to speed up the timeline."
Yeah.
And so we're like, "Hell yeah!" So that's
First
the
week of
last thing we
January.
heard. But knowing Adam, that could definitely change.
Anything
Love you,
can
Adam,
happen.
but it's true.
Adam's our manager. Yeah.
I love him.
Such a
you
good
love
guy.
him, right?
Yeah, great
He's
man.
amazing.
But we don't know if it's gonna be a debut album or if it's gonna be two projects, like two EPs.
We want it to
almost.
Yeah,
be in
my
the-
hunch is it's going to be a full length
Album.
project. Yeah, is my hunch.
Is there a story you're telling top to bottom?
Nope. See,
No.
it's not like our last conceptual project
But
by
I
any
will
means.
say there's a whole idea behind the project, and that is to let the mainstream know who we are.
Yeah, it pays homage to our 17, 18-year friendship.
Have we
So-
released the name of it?
No, we haven't told it.
What is the name of the album?
Yeah,
I will
it's-
say that it completely. The name of the album.
She's like,
Jack's thinking about it. Johnson's thinking
I
about
know.
it.
No,
we
I-
got some Don
I'm
Julio.
trying to think of a way to say.
Let's just say.
All I can say is it incorporates young Johnson and Galinsky, and
Not only incorporates, I think it encompasses our young relationship using 5 words.
but the music
huge
has nothing to do with that. It's all about just the packaging and like the way.
Yeah, the album
yeah.
doesn't conceptually tell the project, tell the 18-year relationship between us, but the idea is
These kids make fire music because they've been friends for 18 years.
because they have the
If that makes
chemistry
sense.
of warlords.
Okay, yeah.
Do warlords?
I'm totally getting it.
Do warlords have good
I
chemistry?
see it.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, you're a warlord. I'm a warlord.
Yeah.
Let's hang out.
Is that how it works?
I don't know what I'm saying.
I've never had a
tequila
warlord in my
talking.
studio.
Have you never?
No.
Well, hold on.
Well, hopefully, I would hope not.
What about
Probably wouldn't be your studio anymore after
Gerard
that.
Butler?
You'd probably take-
He's not a warlord though.
he's also
What?
never been here.
He is not. Okay, so
Gerard Butler is not coming by.
I'm just thinking like a gladiator. I don't know, man, but yeah. I don't know.
Sang karaoke with him once.
You sang karaoke with Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
What?
Did he lift you?
what song?
Like, what happened?
It was like 2 years ago. I forget when it was. Anyway.
Dan
what was
lives
that?
a really weird life.
How do you
Like,
not remember the
hurry up.
song you sang with him?
Because I was just I was singing Backstreet Boys and I was 2 in, and then he was after me, and I was like, oh, it's Gerard Butler.
What? Wait, what
Was
bar?
it-
Because I might try to
Was
go.
it a party or
Just
like
in
a
hopes you
bar?
could-
It was a party. It was like
Oh.
somewhere in Malibu, and
Okay.
anyway.
He,
See,
has,
okay.
he has fancy rich friends.
That goes back to like the like you think it's normal, but like
Well,
this
yes.
is insane.
Yeah.
Like you were at a party in Malibu singing with
Nuts.
Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, just another memory. But like anybody else from like your hometown that
He's like,
you know,
No, me. I'm like, that's weird. Like, that's crazy. Like,
I mean, that's me, you know, and like
Yeah.
I've experienced some cool stuff, but like even
Right.
yeah, no, totally.
No, but that's when I kind of realized like what I was just saying is I was watching Joe Rogan. We love Joe Rogan. And he was interviewing Macaulay Culkin and asking him like, what, like this must be crazy. Like your whole life as like just like beginning to end right now is like insane. He's like, yeah, but this is just like, this is all I know. Like I grew up a child actor. Like that's just who I am. And so like, I don't know, it's cool. Gives a cool perspective.
But is the goal to keep those cool moments cool? Because you don't want to get used to them.
Yeah, and I think that's also
Of course,
why
yeah.
this is so cool.
Exactly.
Because we can
'Cause I'm
remind
like-
each other.
Because we remember when we were just like back in 4th grade and like Miss Perot and Miss Velada's class, like you know what I'm saying? We almost just held hands, right?
I mean, I'm down.
But like we can remember back to like, you know, just literally like as far back as our minds go, essentially. Like our first memories that we really have are
Right.
together. And so like
The most embarrassing
we can
thing
get
he's ever
hype
been
over those
through.
moments together. You know, like maybe if you were like friends with like another like cat in the industry or something, like you were like, oh, I don't want to like talk about this and be super excited about this because like they might view me as like
Exactly.
Oh,
like,
are they
am I normal?
fanboying?
Yeah, am I a
But
fan?
it's like, what do you mean? We're fans of people. Like,
No,
oh my
like
god,
we'll
we
like
can.
hang out with someone super cool, and then the next morning, like we're recovering, and we're like,
Did that just happen?
that was insane. But like, if I turned and said that to someone else who was super on, like, they might think I'm just like a weirdo from Nebraska, which is
like
like
a weirdo
fine.
fanboy
I don't
kid or something.
care, but it's like it's just so nice that I can share it with him, and he knows exactly where I'm coming from. Like, I don't really care who you are,
And listen,
but it's so cool that I'm hanging out with you.
Fanboying
You know
and
what I'm saying?
fangirling isn't weird, by the way. You
No,
know, it's not what I'm trying to
You
say.
can fangirl over someone,
But
and it
when
can
you
be-
have a lot of notoriety, people might like, you know, view it differently.
That's
you know what
like
I'm saying?
one of the most things
Because you
I'm-
want to put yourself on that person's level. But it's like,
Exactly.
you know, if I meet Drake, I'm going to be pretty geeked about it.
Drake
you know what I'm
and-
saying?
yeah,
But I'm
I
sure
think
there's
Drake-
somebody that if Drake met, he'd be geeked about them too.
oh yeah.
I mean,
That's the
exactly.
way it works.
Yeah, and I mean,
Who's this- yeah.
I'll meet,
They're
I'll
just
meet
human beings.
Totally, and I'll meet
what-
people that have like less of a following than me, and like, you know, don't sell as many tickets as me, like, but then I'll just be like freaking out because like they have had such a personal impact on my life. So it's all relative at the end of the day. You know?
100%.
Who's the coolest person you randomly hung out with?
Well, G has like the best story.
Who?
What?
He doesn't even know it.
Weren't you at the poolside?
Poolside where?
Were you a Drake?
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
what-
I have.
you were though, weren't you?
Well, yeah, I was, but like
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was what you were talking
Yeah,
about.
I think so. I think that's what-
To be fair, we've heard this story.
Have we heard it?
No,
Well,
did you
from
see?
somebody else?
Oh, you have,
Did you
Yeah.
see a?
Who?
Did you see his bathtub that was the size of a swimming pool?
dude.
That- Yeah, see, you know.
Yeah.
No, but didn't he let you piss in his bathroom or
Madison?
something?
It was
Our
me.
friend Madison
Yeah,
told us
yeah,
about
So
that.
okay, so it was me, Madison, and
And you left the fucking studio that
I
night.
know, I
you left the fucking studio
One more-
and left me there.
dude, I was like, I gotta
to go to
bro.
Drake's
You
house,
gotta
bro.
understand, I gotta go. And so,
And he didn't even
I
tell
don't
me he was
even
going to
know
Drake's
if I
house.
should, like,
You
what?
didn't even tell me you were going to Drake's house, bro. And I was so worried the next day because I just sat there and I was trying to finish. We can talk about the future and reminisce upon the past. That song we were trying to finish that
that
one.
song is so hard.
And you left firstborns
Yeah.
to just go party with
remember
Drake
that.
and Odell
Matt picked me up.
Beckham, and I was just like,
No, it was honestly a surreal party. But yeah, I mean, yes, there was a moment where he was having a massive Memorial Day party, and I really had to use the bathroom, and I was sitting there with Haley and Madison, and
Haley who?
Haley Baldwin, yeah, and we were just like having drinks, and like Steph Curry's playing in the finals. Like we're all just hanging out, having a good time. I kind of feel out of place, you know. It's like OBJ's over there talking to Khloe Kardashian, Drake's over here, whatever, being Drake, and I'm like,
That's enough, yeah.
I'm like, 19 from Nebraska, and I'm like, what am I doing here, dude? Like, what am I doing? And I'm like, I gotta piss. Like, where do I go? And so I walk around for a little bit, and I'm like, okay, there's a porta potty with like 50 people in there. I'm like, I go back in. I'm like, Haley, I can't wait in line. Like, I really have to go. Like, can you like do something? Like, pull a string? Because I knew she had been around, and she was like, yeah. And I was like, well, all right, dope. Like, that was way easier than I thought. And
So she goes to Drake.
Well, I didn't see this. I was just, watching the finals.
Just holding your bladder.
I just told her,
in the
and I was like, I don't want to be like weird. Like, I'll leave. But we were in Calabasas, and I lived in West Hollywood, so I was like,
You're gonna leave the party
dude,
to go
like,
pee?
Literally, I don't know. There's like, I don't even know where I'm at. Like, you gotta understand, I'm from Nebraska.
She just peed in Drake's bush, bro.
And so, yeah. And then Drake came up to me, and he was like, I feel so weird. Like, I don't know. Like,
I know you don't like name
stories is
dropping.
just like,
But you're too deep now. You just have
yeah,
to finish
fuck.
it out.
And so
alright?
he's like, dog, follow me. And I'm like, whoa, like, all right, man. Like, I'm already kind of tipsy, and I'm like, what's, like, all right. And so, like, we all four of us just kind of like walk into this, like, he actually has this, like, I don't even know if I'm supposed to, I don't
Are
know
you
what he
exposing
wants
Drake's
people to
house
know.
now?
Like, I don't know.
I just heard the
I feel so weird
bathtub
talking
was like a
about this.
pool. Like, it
So
was
basically, yeah, that we
huge.
go through this what you think would be a bookshelf. You go in,
Oh,
it's
that's
this massive
cool.
room, like unlimited shoe boxes everywhere, and like new stuff from every brand you can imagine. And then you go in and whatever. I just remember peeing, and then, dude, I feel like
No, the bathtub's big, right?
Dude, the bathtub is insane. Like, I was standing in it, and like there was 3 feet of bathtub ahead on top of it. I was standing.
that's not a bathtub
I
at
was
that point.
standing in the bathtub.
That's an indoor pool.
And then I feel like an idiot. This is what I said. I said, so like, do you rent this place or? And Madison looks at me and she's like, dude.
I remember you telling me that the
And
next
this
day.
is when
bro.
I knew this
That's
guy,
perfect.
this man is a legend. He looks
Yeah.
at, and he just kind of was like, no, like, I bought it like, a couple years ago. And I'm like, yo, like,
You rent this
most rappers would be so offended if I said that.
Yeah.
And the god
that's why he's
of
Drake, though.
rap, the epitome of rock star rappers is like, just like laughing it off. And he's like, no, I bought it. It's like, it's cool, man. Let's go back to the party. Like, let's hang out.
He's a
have
good human.
That's why he
He's
wins.
the dopest dude. He shook my hand and told me his name was Drake. Like, I know you're Drake, dude. Like, I don't know. Like, that to me is just unbelievable. That was like one time. I'm not trying to say I hang out with Drake all the time,
No,
and
but
I feel
that's-
so
but
weird
that's
saying
cool.
that. But yeah, that was a really
That's
cool moment.
cool.
And like, yeah, his bathtub is insane.
And now that's gonna make you, when you get on his level, be really nice to everyone too.
Exactly. I'll
Exactly,
always
yeah.
remember that no matter what. And
He's setting a
like,
great example. You know.
like, no matter what, I know he'll never ever remember those moments. But like, yeah.
You think
Just-
that, but you
Maybe it'll
you
all
don't
come
know
full
for
circle
sure.
one
That
day, who
changed
knows?
me, and like, and it sounds so stupid and corny. It's like whatever, but it's like those moments are life changing, and like, I don't know. I never was a fan of people who like would go in and tell all these stories about whatever, but it's like, yeah, obviously that's a cool moment.
I mean, Zach asked.
You
so,
guys
know.
heard about the bathtub?
Exactly.
That was
Still.
insane. Yeah, it was insane.
And now I'm really excited because we're attending City of Hope. I'm sitting at your table.
Yeah.
This
On the
Oh,
11th,
yeah.
right?
yes.
Okay, I know
so Jay-Z's being honored, Beyonce's performing. I think Pharrell's involved.
Wait, we're sitting at the same table?
yes.
Oh, we're bringing,
Go.
bringing
We're gonna bring some more Don Julio.
We're gonna have a good time.
We're converting you, Zach. We're gonna make you a tequila guy.
Yeah,
Teach me your ways.
The Mayan Mule. That's what we gotta bring.
the Mayan Mule. We got you. Wait,
drink.
so we're gonna be sitting at the same table.
Yes.
And
oh my God, is that dripping from the bottom because it's a paper cup?
Probably.
Probably because there's
there you
been
go.
liquid in there for 3
No,
hours.
it's okay. Yeah, I'm sorry.
yeah.
It's 3. You're actually right. No, but it's gonna be awesome. I didn't know all these cool people are being honored.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Pharrell's, I think he's hosting it, and then Jay-Z's definitely being honored, and then Beyonce's gonna perform.
That drip, you gotta just set it down or something.
Kind of like, it's kind of nice.
The tissue if you want to.
Sorry, I'm gonna just.
But it's
You
all
just
for
chug
City
it.
of
There you
Hope.
go.
And by the way, it's a really cool charity. They've been helping people with cancer for over 100 years, and
Yeah,
they're
man.
awesome. I'm going to post a link on how to donate if you
Please.
want in the description below. Any other questions for Jack and Jack?
No, I think people are finally recognizing you for your music and not internet stars, which is awesome.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Cheers. We honestly don't even care how people see us, man. It's just like we want to make good times and we want to make people feel good. So It's okay. But I like that also. That is obviously the goal.
And I'm glad because like I don't know, like we had our first interview 3 years ago maybe.
Yeah.
Like
wow.
it was our first time meeting. You guys may have been like in a sense like skeptics about what Jack and Jack would become, and so I'm glad you guys have gotten to watch everything unfold and appreciate you guys having us on. Always.
Yes, thank you very much.
It's been really cool because the first time you came in, you both had legitimate talent. You had charisma and this crazy jawline. You could sit
It's
there.
not a talent.
Yeah, but you had talent and charisma.
You can sing. You have a very nice voice.
But what
Thank you.
complimented it was this dude right here freestyling, like right there on the microphone, like
When he
yeah.
did that fast rap and we were all sitting at your old studio
You
across the
said
street.
crazy
Yes.
jawline, bro.
Jack, what do you
So
have for us
funny.
today?
I will never.
Oh, what?
Do you have anything to?
A quick one.
I know it's on the spot, but you wrote a new verse recently.
Okay, I'm gonna pull one from the bag.
Do you wanna grab an album verse?
Okay, how about
Do you have the tension verse?
Like you ain't ready for the big time. Keep your helmet on, chin strap. Yeah, I've been around the globe. Only God knows where I'm gonna end at. Top dog, yeah, I've been that for a little while now. Getting that love no matter where I go. Rolling up in the fast whip. I park it like Jurassic. Blasting music at the radio. Subwoofer bumping so loud you would think an earthquake's about to happen. I made it so fast I need brakes. You basic. Got a high pH. I'm hated by the fakest fakes. You hated by the greatest grace. Like they don't even know your name. I'm stuck up in the head like a permanent stain. All I'm saying is I'm only getting better. One world peace like meta when I'm stoned like Rosetta.
When I'm stoned as Rosetta, rap about that fake nah, you know I never.
Honestly, the alley made it a little tough, but I
I'm
respect
sorry,
you
dude.
guys.
I was trying to like show my talent and it just didn't work, man. But I thought that line was when I'm
Rap
stoned as
about that
Rosetta.
fake nah, you know I never. Whenever you hear my name, better spell it out. Oh, that was the next line.
No.
One world peace like meta when I'm stoned like Rosetta.
When I'm stoned as Rosetta.
Or
Go
like-
back.
I switch it. I mean, from time to time.
Okay, my bad. He's a rapper.
but genuine
There you
talent
go.
held by the both of you. It was that
Yeah.
moment
No,
when,
no.
when it was the
That
two of
man.
you together that balance each other out. It was like these two know what they're doing, and they're more than just Vine people. They are legitimate talent, and they have something. They have stories that they want to tell, and you have a journey that you're on. And
Totally, man. Yeah.
it's been really cool to watch. Seriously,
Thank you, man. We really
No,
appreciate
dude,
that.
and
Zach.
I'm and
Keep going.
Like literally this morning, we heard we had Zach saying, and we were
And we were so excited.
pumped.
'Cause
Like
this is without a doubt always our favorite interview
Yes.
of every promo cycle or whatever you want to call it. But like,
Yeah.
you don't ask the cookie cutter questions.
we can
and
have like
that's why we
legit,
appreciate
honor.
just mind flowing thoughts, and it's awesome. So we can't wait to come back in next time. And thank you guys for today.
Mi
Appreciate
casa
ya.
es tu casa, always and forever. Jack
gotta
and
go to
Jack,
the
everybody.
bathroom.
Yeah.
Cheers, everyone.
I really hope you enjoyed that conversation. If you did, please subscribe and also check out our podcast. There's a link in the description, and also comment and like and do things. Other interviews are on the screen somewhere, so click them. Thanks for watching.